Hi, my name is Yolandi and welcome to this episode of BLockBlaze. Originally, the passion for Lego wasn't mine, it was more my husband's. 1 month he went a bit overboard. We had a bit of a head bump because he spent really a lot of money on Lego. The next month after that, I got home from work, walked into the kitchen, brand new Lego set standing there, and I was thinking, oh my word, what has he done? With that face walking into the house, he looked at me and he said, well, this is your set to build so that you can understand what it is about. So the set he bought me was a Silent Mary ship, quite a lot of techniques pieces, which I've never built in my life before. Amazing challenge, and the bug bit me from there on to collect Lego. I started collecting ships from the get-go due to the fact that my hubby bought me my first set. From there on, I moved over to the full collection of the Pirates of the Caribbean, so it's the Black Pearl and the Queen Anne's Revenge. After that, started doing a bit of research, trying to figure out what else is available. Realized that Lego has actually been doing quite a few ships from the late 80s up to recent dates. So I started collecting them as I can get hold of them. The ships at the moment that I'm really looking for is the Viking and the Lord of the Rings ships. I know that they are quite scarce to find in South Africa at the moment. So I do believe that we'll either have to bricklink them, or we do have a few contacts as well to get some sets into South Africa that is not currently available or no longer available to us. I would say one that I'm very fond of at this stage is actually the Lego Movie ship. Reason being all the little small accessories that came with it, the different levels of the units. It's not your traditional type of build when it comes to ships, and I think that's what made it different for me at the end of the day. My range quite expanded after I started with the ships. I've always had a love for the ocean, so I started building my own creations based on under the sea. With a limited supply of actually minifigs going into this. Ariel was one of the Friends minifigures that I could actually use. And watching the kids, I think with the exhibitions that we do, it's the most interesting to see their faces when they realize that it's basically built around Ariel being under the sea. And I think that's where the connection comes in, from above the water to under the water, which is one of my two main passions. I'm passionate about, Mother Nature, the ocean. We spend a lot of time there. And that's also where I got a lot of the inspiration, where most of my builds were normally quite dark. My ocean MOCs that I do is particularly colorful, looking for all the odd and weird pieces that you won't conventionally use in a build. I try and incorporate just to be different than the other MOCs that's quite well known for their ocean reefs. The other items I collect is the haunted brickheads. I also do a few of my own MOCs based on it. And I think the reason for that is that I've got a bit of a metal background, listening to metal music, to the gothic scene, and that's where my love for the darker figurines come in. I've got like the ghost ship. I can't afford the ghost house or the mansion at this stage. It's above my price range, but I am saving up for it. But in the meantime, I do build my own little houses and graveyards that I have exhibitioned before. The previous exhibition, I had a MOC of a graveyard. Some people had weird reactions towards it. The kids loved it because they saw some of their favorite characters. We had Jack and Sally in there. We even had Beetlejuice. Yes, there was even a baby in it, but it's the whole black humor that plays around it. So what I did there to incorporate all of these characters was try and take the base plate and kind of build different nooks and crannies to accommodate the characters within a particular setting that is still iconic to them, but still having their own unique feel and look at the end of the day. So I tried to use also, once again, not the predictable parts in it. I had a mausoleum with like a demon trapped inside of it, and then obviously with the Halloween theme in that time period, I had my little kitty on the outside with his bucket collecting his candy. So there's always a bit of a dark humor element to that build. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell.